She's bold. She's powerful. She's creative. Although she felt fear, she wanted more out of life, so she did it anyway.
Good morning. My name is Dr. Elisa Perret-Bell. I'm a board-certified adult and child and adolescent psychiatrist for 36 years. That's just a part of who I am. Having this career for 36 years has allowed me to develop into the person I am today. As an almost 62-year-old Black woman born and raised on the west side of Chicago, I've come forth with gratitude, with good emotional, mental, and physical well-being. I see myself as an individual who has grown to acknowledge I'm energy having a human experience. And what I would like to propose to young women today is just be your true self. Love yourself first. This is something that I had to learn over a period of time. So I've come from a very strong line of African American women of African descent. I recently wrote a book called Are You Culturally Competent? Started in 2015. It's a book that discussed, are you prepared to talk to individuals who are of a different background, a different sexual orientation, from a different country with a different language. So I teach professionals from the medical field, teachers, educators, attorneys, politicians, how to be culturally sensitive. This is very important because today in our society, they say in 2050, 7% of America will be the current majority. So what that means is a good percentage of America would be Latino, African American descent, and other minorities. My grandmother, Annie Bedford Redmond, and my mother, Aileen Bedford Bell, and my godmother, Mrs. Linda Beverly, installed in me the Southern way. What I mean by the Southern way, how a lady, a young woman should act. I've seen them work hard in their lives to come forth and being who they are and to be successful. So I sit on the shoulders of my ancestors, of those who come before me. And when I feel that I have question in my space, I pray, I give gratitude, I reflect, and I draw that energy on that space. I'm a firm believer that you are who you set out to be. What I mean by that, if you put out positive energy, it will come back. Karma is real. It is real. So karma is the universal law. So it says in the Bible, what you shall reap, you shall sow. So plant your seeds wisely. That's karma. That's what I feel karma is. And I believe in energy. And currently right now I'm doing some energy work with an older Black woman. Her name is Billy Billups. She is one of 2 African American women in the world who's licensed to use what we call an AOL scan. This is how you speak, the intonation of your voice, the inflection of your voice and your energy lets a person know how you're feeling inside, what are your physical attributes or your physical energies. And she scanned me and came up with these 3 different categories of what I could possibly be dealing with. And I looked at the last one, I said, this exactly describes who I am. And so she gave me some harmonics to listen to put me back in balance. So in 1970, some Russian scientists developed this equipment, and they would scan the astronauts before and after they come back from the moon and give them harmonics. This energy that I've acquired has come about over time. So what you think, you become. So when you wake up in the morning, as I do, you should possibly start giving gratitude. Gratitude to the universe, because it speaks back to you. The universe is inside of you. So I approach each day with a positive attitude, and I set the intention of how my day would look. I set the intention of how I would look. I set the intention of myself, how I look, how I feel, my emotionality, and it affects my aging. Being a board certified medical doctor, first being a pediatrician at Loyola and then going on to do some training and become an adult psychiatrist and a child and adolescent psychiatrist, I've been able to meet and greet people and to learn about how these people function and walk around in a society. And this has allowed me to look at myself. And I've had to reevaluate who I am in this space and time. And this career has allowed me to grow, has allowed me to understand this space and time and what energies are around me, what individuals. Because I treat people who are severely mentally ill, I medicate them, and sometimes you have to be very careful about not attracting that type of energy, but to be able to function within that space in order to heal that person. I am a healer, but I have to protect myself. So this career, this is just a part of who I am, has allowed me to evaluate, self-evaluate, and go forth and use all the information I have from medical school. Being a physician has allowed me to understand the physiology of the body, the psychology of the mind, the emotion of the person, and I am a student of spirituality. As I've traveled across the world and met others from different spiritual aspects or religions, I've had to come to terms with who I am and what my beliefs are. And I'm very comfortable now in my space as I know who I am. Being 62 years of age, I've learned early in life, after watching my mother, my grandmother, and my godmother, that I wanted a somewhat different path. And I've come to terms that when I take care of my temple, when I appreciate and I love myself physically, it helps me mentally and emotionally. It helps my emotions, and then it helps my mentality and my mentation, and it helps me spiritually. To have a strong temple, to denounce any negativity in my space, helps the body heal. The body is self-healing in so many ways. So what you put in your body, what space you allow your body to be in, affects your immune system and affects the body overall. And what affects the temple affects the emotion, affects the mentality, and thus forth the spirituality. So first with me is my physical aspect. I don't let anyone abuse who I am. I don't let any negativity in that space. And having a clean temple, what I mean by a clean temple, appreciating what I have, who I am, feeding the body. And fourth, as you remain healthy, it's easier to acquire a mental and emotional space. It's all about energy. And then the spirituality comes forth. So that's the connection. Physical, emotional, mental, and then the top, the crown, the spiritual aspect. So I don't worry about aging. I don't worry in that aspect because I know that I'm loving me and I'm doing the best for me. Anything outside of that, I ward off negativity. And I've been known to interact with people and say, hey, this is not good for my energy. This is not good for my space. It's taken time to get here. Just love yourself more and put yourself first. And a lot of times as African American women, we carry the load, everybody else's load. We are the matriarchal DNA. No, we're the only female race on earth that's able to birth any other nation. So we have, and we carry it in our genes. We take care of everyone, our families, our husbands, our children, and we leave ourselves for last. You have to give space to yourself, because if you can't take care of yourself, you won't be able to take care of anyone else. At the age of 7, I told my maternal grandmother I wanted to travel the world, and I kept that focus. I have been to 6 out of 7 continents. This has allowed me to interact with individuals from different cultures, different backgrounds, to learn about their religion and their space. I've been to Australia, I've been to Africa multiple times, mostly throughout the Caribbean. I've been to Asian countries, China, Korea, and I've taken something from each place. I've been to all over Europe, to South America, and this has widened my idea of who we are as humans in this space and time here on earth. This has allowed me to grow and to accept who I am and know the differences and appreciate their cultures and who I am. So I am really grateful to have had that opportunity. And soon I plan to go to the continent, the motherland, to purchase land. And I have my idea of having a house and having a space where I can teach stretch therapy close to the ocean and have a small cottage so people can come and exchange information and leave a book and share a book. Take a book and leave a book and perhaps have a cup of tea. This is ongoing learning. As a child, I knew that I was an avid learner and I would live by reading books. This is how I traveled through books because we were poor and I could not afford to travel in my childhood. But I knew I had the focus, I had intention from the age of 7 when I told my grandmother I wanted to be a doctor and I wanted to travel the world. So to young women, have intention, have an idea, focus, give gratitude to the universe. Because with intention soon becomes alignment. When you put things into perspective and learn who you are over a period of time. It's not done immediately because it took me some time to get here, but it can be done. But I started as early as the age of 7. And now at the age of 62, my intention is coming into alignment. So stay strong, accept who you are. Not something that's out there that, oh, wow, you think is so cool to be, but accept who you are and love yourself. Because no one's going to love you more than the universe, which is God, and then yourself, and then perhaps your parents. So go forth, be fruitful, stay focused, and give intention. Give good energy.
She did that.